Rainelle and I are really excited to be here to share with you a little bit about what our organization is doing for the community, about our organization, and really ways we intertwine with the community to help give back to families in need of safe and stable housing. I always like to kind of start off to see who's familiar with Habitat. Has anybody gotten involved with our org? Awesome, great, okay.
Not here.
Okay, well, that's fine. At any Habitat. Okay, great. So as Mike was mentioning, we are a local affiliate here. So we are a part of an international nonprofit organization. So there's habitats all over the world. But of course, every community has very specific needs when it comes to housing. We're very different in California, even the outer islands. So we are actually here locally. So we represent Maui County, which includes Molokai and Lanai. A big part of what we do is we build and sell homes on zero interest mortgages and no profit basis, which is really huge because it allows us to truly make home ownership affordable, which we all know in Maui is really needed more than ever. And in doing so, it really creates home ownership opportunities for lower income families. So there are families that are earning 25 to 80% of Maui County median income. So who are those people? A lot of people in Maui County. We're talking about our hotel workers, our educators, service workers. So we create home ownership opportunities for people that may not really have a whole lot of option for safe and stable housing, for permanent housing. We're kind of a one-stop shop. So we build the home, we loan most of the funding. Of course, we have some partnerships, but majority of our mortgages Habitat holds. And we're also housing counselors. So it's really important for us to not just get people into homes, but that they're going into home ownership with the knowledge. Nearly all of our homeowners are first-time home buyers, and they're going from very different situations, from renting a home or living with family to, hey, your roof is gone, guess what? You're gonna have to take care of it on your own, or your water heater is busted, you're gonna have to take care of that on your own. So it's really important that our agency sets up our homeowners to success so that they're able to learn how to budget and put money aside for a rainy day. So it is required that all of our homeowners take a course on homeownership and financial literacy. And then lastly, we are an aging in place agency. We'll touch a little bit on what that is when we talk about our project. But we don't just build homes, we also help repair substandard housing. That in itself is a really big problem on Maui because it's just very expensive to get a new roof, replace windows, or even retrofit a home. So we have a really big program dedicated to existing homeowners who are just struggling to maintain their home. And we'll touch a little bit more about that as well. I like this, Mike. Thank you. Our mission, this is our mission statement, but truly what it means is we work with community partnerships to help eliminate substandard housing and homelessness on Maui. When we say homelessness, it doesn't necessarily mean the demographic of those who are unsheltered. It's more so families that are literally living paycheck to paycheck that could be a paycheck away from losing their rental or not being able to make rent or mortgages. The way we structure our programs are income based. So not everybody is buying a home for the same price as you would. Like it could be the same type of home, but everybody have very different payments because they all have different incomes. So we make it so that they are not struggling to pay home payments like many of Maui, where they're contributing 50% and up of their income towards their housing. And the reason we exist, our organization exists, is because we're in a housing crisis. The entire country is in a housing crisis. Hawaii is very unique in a case because we're landlocked. Spaces or land is very limited here on the island. So it's really, really hard to get affordable housing. These were numbers from 2022, but we ended the year with an average sale price amounting at $1.7 million. That is insane considering what at that time the median income was in Maui County. It just simply wasn't attainable. We are continuously ranked as the most expensive state to live in. And that's not just because of housing. Naturally, our goods cost more than many other states, and our utilities are actually the most expensive in the country. So our electricity. So that really drives up the cost of living for families, and again makes it really difficult for people who are lower income to survive. and naturally they are fleeing the states because of housing and of course economic opportunities. And this photo is actually a big kind of push that they did during the pandemic, 2020, 2021, because at that time, numbers were showing that a lot of Maui's real estate market were actually going to outside investors, which really, really hurt our housing market. So during that period, there were actually a lot of Hawaii residents as a whole who were moving out of state because it was just simply not attainable. And so that is what we're serving. So our huge role in the community is shelter. We are solely focused on affordable housing, safe and stable housing. We're advocates for affordable housing. And for us, it's much deeper than that. We understand and we see within our partner families this transformational development that comes with getting families into stability. So we're huge on that aspect of promoting dignity and hope, so long as we can get families again into attainable housing. So these are some of the projects we're working on. Our main one that we are, that has been just a year after year partnership is with Hawaiian Homelands. We're currently building in Keokea, not too far from here. So with Hawaiian Homelands, these homes are primarily for Native Hawaiian families. So they are the ones that are on the list that were allotted plots. So we are helping families in that subdivision. The program, the Aging in Place program that I mentioned earlier, that is our Rush with Kindness program. So that is all over Maui County, again, including Molokai and Lanai. So a big part of that, again, are safety repairs and retrofit. The common projects that we do for that are bathroom retrofit. So somebody that may not be able to get in and out of a tub easily, we do a gut and we kind of do a walk. We install walk-in showers. We install grab bars. The purpose of this is to truly have people remain in their homes and able to navigate through their home safely. We've done large repairs for that, such as roof and again, windows, subflooring. Those are very limited because of the capacity, but those are frequent projects that we do. The last two are future projects. So we have one coming up in Hana, Kawaipapa subdivision. We are breaking ground on that probably this year and next year. So this is a huge one because this is one of the largest affordable housing projects that Hana will ever see. That's going to be 25 single family homes, and it's going to be 100% habitat homes. So we are going to be doing offerings probably, I would say, within the next year. So if you have anybody within that community that is, looking for affordable housings, I would, navigate them our way. We have a list going on. That way, when the offerings do happen, they're notified of that and they can apply for that subdivision. And then in the very near future, we are also building in Waikaku. That is going to be Hawaiian Homeland. But our biggest thing, actually, one of the biggest projects we're working on is, of course, Lahaina. We stretch a lot on Lahaina, but truly our disaster relief efforts is anybody impacted by the fire. So that includes Kula as well. So it says Lahaina here, but we are going to be helping Kula residents as well, so long as they meet our program requirements to qualify for them. So again, the big thing is going to be the income limit. That of course is in very much so in the future project. We're probably looking at anywhere between like 2 years is truly when we could get boots on ground with the rebuild of Lahaina and in Kula. So I'll let Rainelle talk about ways that we intertwine with the communities. I personally have worked with Rotary Club with our organizations before. I haven't had the pleasure to work with Upcountry yet, but I love working with the Rotary Club. So she will talk a little bit about some opportunities that we have that might pique your interest, and we hope to have you join us.
Yeah. So I'm sure you know this places.
Yeah.
I have access.
Oh,
to
yeah.
So I'm new to the team at Habitat, and my role is volunteer coordinator. So if and when you folks are ready to come and support our mission, you'll contact me directly, and I'll make sure that you have my contact information. There are several ways that you guys can get involved with our Habitat for Humanity Maui mission. One of those ways is to volunteer at the Restore. So have you guys been to the Restore down in Waikaku? It's really exciting. It's very dangerous to work above such a thing for someone like me who loves knickknacks and new things. And so I've already purchased many things down there. And one way to support us is to shop there for, you know, anything you might need for your home. There's a lot of building supplies and doors and windows and sinks and cabinetry and that kind of thing that you could purchase there. And there's also dishes and sofas and lamps, and it's a really big warehouse full of stuff. And we did just get a shipment from the Carolina. So we'll be doing a big push to sell some resort furniture that is actually brand new. They ordered too much for their remodel. They have extra stuff, and so they have it all waiting in our warehouse in the back. So we need volunteers in the restore to help us to organize and to also price goods and to be, and help customers that come in and that sort of thing. So there are hours that you can sign up for if you're interested in doing that. We also need people to just like clean in there, because as you can imagine, it's a big warehouse and it gets dusty and the floor is in constant need of like shifting around and cleaning. And it's not heavy duty work, so it's stuff that anybody could do at any skill level at any age. And then you could also volunteer to come to one of our building projects. So we would love to have you guys as like a team build one day, maybe when we're to like the painting phase of one of the Keokea homes. But we have a construction calendar, and that's something that if you guys are interested in, I would coordinate with one person to choose a date, and then you guys would organize on your end, and we would just have you come to one of the building sites and learn from our construction team there. Again, it's any level of experience. Yvonne and I can go and learn how to carry things and swing a hammer a little bit, and anybody can help. So you can also donate things to the restore. So if you guys are cleaning house and you realize you don't need that lamp or that sofa or chairs or what have you, building materials that you've accumulated in the garage that you're not going to use, even like paint, you can donate to the restore. There is a process for donation, and I'm not really up on that yet. I think you call,
so there's a little bit of a process. If you have an abundance of things, I would check out our website first, because we don't take everything. So I would check to make sure that the items that you are interested in donating are things that we accept. And so they are by appointment. So but they're pretty flexible. So just give them a call and let them know, especially if you have a lot of things, because sometimes we don't have the staffing to assist with that. But if it's just a few items, they're really flexible about that.
And it's stuff. It's not like clothing, and the limit's usually like if it's too big, like a headboard is too big. So,
and pickup. We do if it's something where you have an abundance of, or just something really large. We do also offer pickup. That definitely have to be coordinated because it's on a schedule. And they come up country. They have a set schedule when they come up country. So if you do have a bunch of things and you just don't have the capacity to bring it, call and see about getting put on the schedule, and our guys will come and pick it up.
And then I'm revamping our volunteer database. So there's an opportunity, if you want to get involved personally, to just create a profile on there, and then you'll always be notified of volunteer opportunities. And we do special events, like we have a golf tournament coming up on October 8th.
Which is why I applaud you folks, because I know how hard it is to throw a golf tournament, especially with what's going on right now. So that's amazing that you pulled it off and you raised that amount of money. Yeah.
Oh, yours already happened.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So ours is upcoming. There's volunteer opportunities for that. If you have a really good time at yours and you're gonna come support us, come sign up and volunteer. We have a lot of need for that. So yeah, I would love to work with all of you, and please reach out and we'll set up a time to have you come in and help.
Awesome. Thank you. And then I just want to end it with just kind of showing the impact that that the organization has, but that's because we're backed by the community. So just do know that in any way that you would get involved with Habitat, whether it is volunteering in the restore on a site event, or donating monetarily or to the restore, it goes right back out into the community. And this is an actual family. This is a home in Lahaina. that community members had helped build. There are hundreds of volunteers that helped build this home alongside her family here. But a little bit about this particular family is they were coming from living situation that was very unsuitable for them. They were a family of 5 living in a studio, but that's just all that they could afford in Lahaina. Lahaina is very expensive. And so because of that, they qualified for our program and they got into a 3-bedroom home. And you don't really see, like when we build, a lot of times you just think you're building a home, but you really don't see the impact that it has on the family. And as you can see, her little daughter was just most excited that she now has her own space because she'll have her own room as opposed to everybody being in a studio. And for them, it is really about, a place that they can create memories and really their safe haven, so to speak, which is what a home truly is. And it truly has changed her and her family's life. Of course, unfortunate situation that has happened. Now we're back to rebuilding her home. But we'll do it with the help of the community. All 10 homes in this subdivision here. So we were responsible for 10 homes in this area. They're all gone. It was in Kahoma. So it's one of those unfortunate things where they're back into their situation, but they're not alone. There has been such an outpouring support from the communities and really from all over the world with volunteers that are wanting to come, people that are helping with funding that, and they feel that and they know that everybody's going to help really come together to help these families and families that were impacted. So it's a very devastating situation, but we're standing with them. Yeah.